Have you ever felt a tension in your shoulders that won't go away, or a persistent tightness in your chest that comes and goes with no apparent reason? What if I told you these sensations aren't just random? They're your body holding on to unhealed emotions. Every fear, grief, anger, or shame you've ever pushed aside doesn't just disappear. It lingers embedded in your muscles, tissues, and nervous system, quietly shaping how you move, breathe, and even think. It starts subtly. A minor discomfort, a headache after a stressful conversation, a knot in your stomach after a difficult day. We dismiss these signals as normal stress, but they are messages from your body trying to tell you something important. You are holding on to more than just memories. You are storing emotions that need attention. Psychology has long studied the mind, but modern research in somatic psychology and neuroscience shows that the body doesn't just house the brain, it archives your emotional life. Think of your body as a library, every experience a book, and every unprocessed emotion a book left open on the shelf. The more you ignore them, the more cluttered the shelves become. Anxiety, fear, and unresolved trauma take up space, subtly influencing your decisions, your relationships, and your sense of safety. You might not consciously realize it, but your body remembers what your mind tries to forget. Even your posture is affected. A slumped back isn't just poor ergonomics. It may reflect long-standing sadness or low self-worth. Tight shoulders often carry guilt or suppressed anger. Your jaw, clenched unconsciously throughout the day, could be a reservoir of frustration you've never fully expressed. Every movement you make is colored by these accumulated emotions, and every tension is an indicator of something unresolved. Let's explore why this happens. When you experience an emotional trauma, whether a harsh word, a betrayal, or a loss, your nervous system is triggered. Your body reacts instantly, releasing stress hormones and preparing you to fight, flee, or freeze. But if the threat cannot be resolved or expressed safely, the energy from that emotional reaction doesn't fully discharge. Instead, it becomes trapped in your body. Over time, these trapped energies create chronic tension, discomfort, and even illness. The chest is a prime example. You may feel tightness or pressure after heartbreak or persistent fear. The diaphragm, central to your breathing, is especially sensitive to emotional stress. Shallow breathing, a common symptom of anxiety, is actually a reflection of the body protecting itself from unprocessed emotional energy. Learning to breathe deeply and intentionally can help release these stored feelings, bringing relief not only physically but psychologically. Even more surprisingly, emotions stored in your body can influence how you perceive the world. A person carrying unresolved grief may interpret neutral events as threats. Someone with pent-up anger may react explosively to minor frustrations. The body's memory acts like a silent guide, steering thoughts and behaviors based on unresolved past experiences. Understanding this connection is the first step toward liberation. So, how can we begin to release what our bodies have been holding? Awareness is the key. Start by noticing tension without judgment. Scan your body daily. Where do you feel stiffness, tightness, or discomfort? Pay attention to areas you often ignore: your neck, your back, your hips. These physical sensations are the language of your emotions. Label them, honor them, and acknowledge that they are trying to communicate with you. Movement is a powerful tool. Yoga, stretching, and somatic exercises allow the body to express what words cannot. When you move intentionally, you signal to your nervous system that it is safe to release trapped energy. Even simple practices like shaking out your hands, rolling your shoulders, or stretching your spine can initiate the flow of release. The key is consistency and conscious attention. Your body needs repeated reassurance that it can let go safely. Another technique is mindful breathing. When you notice tightness in your chest, place a hand over it and take slow, deep breaths. Imagine the air moving through your lungs, expanding into the areas where tension resides, carrying away stagnant emotional energy. This is not just relaxation. It is emotional cleansing at a physiological level. Neuroscience confirms that such practices reduce cortisol levels, regulate heart rate, and create a sense of internal safety that allows emotions to surface without overwhelm. Journaling complements these practices. Writing about your feelings connects mind and body. When you put emotions into words, you provide the body a roadmap for what needs to be released. Combine this with physical movement, and you create a dialogue between your mind and body that accelerates healing. It's not about forcing emotions out, but creating space for them to move naturally. The role of touch and self-massage should not be underestimated. Pressure, stretching, or gentle massage in areas of tension stimulates circulation, relaxes muscles, and signals the nervous system that it can let go. Emotions often reside in the fascia, the connective tissue surrounding muscles. By working with your body, you communicate safety, allowing stored feelings to dissipate. It's also essential to recognize that some emotions may require professional guidance. Trauma stored in the body can be deeply ingrained. Somatic therapists, psychologists, and energy healers can help you navigate complex patterns safely, ensuring that release does not overwhelm the nervous system. Asking for support is not a weakness. It is a step toward reclaiming your body and your emotional freedom. Over time, practicing these techniques can lead to profound changes. Anxiety may decrease, tension may soften, and clarity of mind may increase. You may notice you react less to triggers, breathe more freely, and move with greater ease. This is the body and mind reconnecting, healing what has been hidden, and reclaiming energy that was previously trapped in unresolved emotions. Unhealed emotions are not a sign of failure. They're a natural part of being human. What matters is your willingness to engage, to notice, and to act. Each time you attend to your body's messages, you honor yourself. Each small release accumulates into a larger transformation, creating a life that feels lighter, more authentic, and more aligned with your true self. Your body is a map of your emotional history. Every ache, every knot, every shallow breath tells a story. By learning to listen, to move, and to breathe, you begin to rewrite that story. You reclaim space, energy, and vitality. You begin to live as more than a reaction to past trauma. You live as a conscious, embodied being, aware of how your mind and body interact, and empowered to choose freedom over unconscious storage of pain. As you continue this journey of body awareness, it's important to notice patterns that repeat themselves. Certain emotions tend to become habitual, stored in the same places repeatedly. Anger may reside in your jaw, grief in your chest, anxiety in your stomach. Each time a similar trigger arises, the body reacts as if it is reliving the original experience. This is why trauma and unresolved emotions feel like they linger long after the event has passed. The key to liberation is consistent, mindful attention to these patterns, acknowledging them without judgment, and allowing the body to release what no longer serves you. Visualization can be a surprisingly effective method. Close your eyes and picture the area of tension or pain as a container holding a specific emotion. See it clearly, not as a threat, but as something ready to be released. Imagine light or breath flowing into this space, dissolving the stored energy. Visualization combined with mindful breathing sends a powerful message to your nervous system that it is safe to let go. Over time, these practices retrain your body and mind, reducing the frequency and intensity of physical manifestations of unhealed emotions. It's essential to understand that release is not always dramatic. Sometimes the body releases slowly and subtly. Tightness eases, breathing becomes fuller, posture improves, moods stabilize. These small shifts accumulate, gradually transforming your relationship with your body and your emotions. Healing is not a race. It's a consistent practice of awareness, attention, and gentle action. Recognize progress, even when it seems minimal, and honor each step toward greater balance and wholeness. Movement practices that combine breath, awareness, and gentle physical engagement are particularly effective. Tai Chi, Qigong, and somatic movement therapies emphasize the flow of energy throughout the body. They teach you to feel where tension resides, to direct attention to it, and to release it consciously. Even simple daily routines, such as walking mindfully, stretching after waking, or performing a few yoga poses before bed, can make a measurable difference in how your body carries emotional energy. Another important aspect is the power of emotional expression. Crying, vocalizing, or writing allows emotions to leave the body rather than being trapped inside. Suppression intensifies the storage of energy, creating more tension and physical discomfort. By expressing what you feel, even in private, you validate your emotions and reduce their somatic imprint. Emotional release is not weakness. It is the practice of reclaiming your body's natural balance and harmony. Sleep plays a critical role as well. The body processes emotions during restorative sleep cycles, consolidating experiences and integrating feelings. Chronic stress or emotional suppression can disrupt sleep, creating a feedback loop of tension and fatigue. Prioritize rest and create an environment conducive to deep sleep. Dark, quiet, and cool spaces help your nervous system repair and allow emotional energy to discharge naturally. Over time, consistent sleep hygiene complements all other practices in releasing stored emotional patterns. Touch and connection with others are also vital. Safe, nurturing touch, whether through massage, a comforting hug, or gentle self-massage, signals the body that it is secure, allowing stored tension to dissolve. Emotional trauma often leaves the nervous system in a state of hypervigilance, but caring, grounded touch reassures the body that it can relax. Similarly, an authentic connection with supportive people provides a safe outlet for emotions and reinforces the sense that you are not alone in your experience. It's natural to encounter resistance along the way. Some emotions may have been stored for years or decades, and your body may initially react with discomfort or even pain as the energy begins to move. This is a normal part of the release process. Approach it with curiosity rather than fear. Breathe into the discomfort, observe it, and allow it to shift gradually. Each time you face these emotions without judgment, you strengthen your nervous system's capacity to regulate and recover. Energy work, such as Reiki or other forms of therapeutic energy practices, can also support the release of unhealed emotions. These practices focus on the subtle energetic layers of the body, helping to move stagnant emotions and restore balance. Even if you're skeptical, the act of consciously engaging with your energy and attention can enhance your awareness of emotional storage and facilitate release. Mindful awareness is the thread that ties all these practices together. Whether through breath, movement, visualization, or expression, it is your conscious presence that allows the body to release what it has held onto for so long. By cultivating this awareness, you begin to notice subtle sensations, recognize the signs of emotional storage, and respond in ways that promote healing rather than perpetuate tension. It's crucial to integrate these practices into daily life. Small, consistent actions, taking mindful breaths before a stressful meeting, stretching after sitting too long, journaling after an emotional encounter, compound over time. Emotional healing is less about one big breakthrough and more about continual, deliberate engagement with your body's needs. By embedding these practices into your routine, you gradually recalibrate your body's emotional memory, reducing the accumulation of tension and restoring balance. Remember that patience is key. The body holds onto emotions for a reason. They were meaningful, significant, or protective at some point. You are not erasing the past. You are integrating it, allowing the lessons to remain while releasing the weight that no longer serves your present life. This perspective fosters self-compassion and supports a sustainable, long-term approach to emotional well-being. As your body releases unhealed emotions, you may notice profound changes in your mind and spirit. Clarity increases, emotional reactivity diminishes, and a sense of inner calm emerges. Life begins to feel less like a series of automatic reactions and more like a conscious, intentional flow. Your body, once burdened by unresolved emotions, becomes a source of wisdom and guidance, helping you navigate experiences with greater awareness and resilience. This journey ultimately leads to empowerment. When you release what has been trapped, you reclaim energy, presence, and choice. You're no longer unconsciously governed by past experiences. Instead, you act from a grounded, embodied awareness. Your body becomes an ally, a teacher, and a sanctuary for self-discovery. You learn to move, breathe, and respond in ways aligned with your authentic self. Consider the impact on your relationships, your creativity, and your overall quality of life. As you let go of the weight your body has been carrying, you can engage more fully with the present. You listen more deeply, act more intentionally, and experience life with richer emotional clarity. The freedom gained from releasing stored emotions is transformative, not just for you, but for everyone you interact with. Now, take a moment to reflect. Which areas of your body feel tense, heavy, or restricted? Which emotions might be lingering silently, waiting to be acknowledged and released? The first step toward liberation is awareness, and awareness is always available to you in the present moment. Begin today. Explore your breath, your posture, your daily habits. Notice what arises and offer it gentle attention. The body remembers, it also heals. As you embark on this practice, remember that emotional release is not a destination, but a journey. Each step, each breath, each movement, each word written or spoken is a part of reclaiming your body, your energy, and your emotional sovereignty. You are learning to live not with the weight of unhealed emotions, but with the freedom that comes from conscious care, awareness, and embodiment. Which area of your body will you begin to explore first? And what emotion are you ready to release? Share your experiences and insights in the comments below. Let's create a space where we support each other in reclaiming our bodies and our emotional freedom. By engaging with your body's wisdom today, you plant the seeds for a life of clarity, vitality, and self-empowered living. Remember, your body is a temple of memory and emotion. Nurture it, listen to it, and honor the emotions it holds. Healing is a lifelong practice, and each conscious step brings you closer to a state of balance, presence, and freedom. Like this video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more guidance on reconnecting with your mind and body, understanding the wisdom stored within, and transforming your life from the inside out.